Good afternoon. My name is Somi. Welcome to this session of JAPA Therapy, and I'm here with Humber College School Rep. Please, can you introduce yourself to us?
Sure. Thank you for having me, first of all.
Yeah, welcome.
My name is Kirill, and I work at Humber College. I'm regional manager looking after our students and partners in Europe, Middle East, and of course, Africa.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show today. We have some questions that we would like to ask you, but first, I'd like you to tell us about Humber College, especially when it comes to international students coming into Humber College. How has it been for
Of course.
international students coming into Humber College?
Sure. So, Humber College is one of the largest colleges in Canada, in Ontario specifically. We have over 50 years history, and we're a polytechnical institutions, which means we're focused on various areas of study. We have over 35,000 full-time students, including about 7,000 international students. We have a variety of countries represented, so we have a lot of students from Asia, from Europe, and of course from Africa. I would say from West Africa, Nigeria would be our top destinations in terms of number of students.
That's very impressive. Another question I would like to ask you is why Humber College? What makes Humber College different from other colleges or institutions in Canada? Some institutions they have something special about them that they offer students. So why Humber College? What is the selling point for Humber College that attracts international students?
Sure. Well, first of all, it's our focus on career education. So we are a career-focused institution, and we make sure that our students get a lot of support in terms of work experience. They don't just get theoretical knowledge, they get a lot of opportunity for work placement. So by the time they graduate, they don't just have a diploma, but they also have a CV, which makes them very successful in their employment. We have very high employability rate. Another important fact about us is that we are based in Toronto, Canada. So we are in one of the largest cities in Canada, and Toronto is the fourth largest city in North America. So after New York, Los Angeles, and Mexico City, Toronto is the biggest city in North America, and that means that students have opportunity to study in a truly global city with a lot of opportunities for their academic success, for their future employability, the cultural life, for the safety, of course. So it's a great place to be and to study.
Speaking of about the employability rate, how high is it for the employability rate? Is it 100% after the student graduates from their whatever courses they are studying, 1 year, 2 years, business management, or whatever program that they are studying? What is the employability rate? Or they still have to go into the job market and still have to struggle to get employment with others also? So what is the employability rate?
Sure. If someone promises 100% employability, it's probably a scam. So we are not that far. So we have about 89% of employability rate, and that means 89% of our graduates get a job within the first 6 months after graduation. Now, I always mention to the students that a lot depends on them. We make sure that they have possibility to gain experience as they study. We make sure to connect them with their future employer. But at the end of the day, it's their hard work, their dedication, and their involvement that matters. So if the students came to Canada and they did their studies, but during their free time, they spent it playing PlayStation with friends or hanging out somewhere else, versus attending professional events, networking events, doing their work placement, attending specific conferences on their interest, those students are more likely to get the job rather than those who just study and hang out with their friends. So at the end of the day, it's the students' dedication, their hard work, and their focus on their future career, which makes them more employable. Another important rate is we have 90% employer satisfaction rate. So that means that there is a survey of Canadian employers who work with graduates from different colleges, and we managed to get 90% of employer satisfaction rate, which means that we actually have high standards of studying, and our graduates are highly sought after.
All right, thank you very much. So I want to bring out a topic of diversity. So how diverse is Humber College currently?
Yes, diversity is something that we're always keeping in mind and focusing on. We have students from over 160 different countries. So I look particularly after Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So if you're looking at the African continent, majority of my students are coming from, if we're talking about East Africa, it's Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, West Africa, Nigeria, Ghana. We have some students from Mauritius as well. In terms of Middle East, we get a lot of students from Turkey, from Jordan, some students from Egypt, from Morocco. And in terms of Europe, quite a few students from Kazakhstan, from Albania, from Sweden. So we have quite a big mix. And the same goes for Asia, for Latin America. So we'll always try to make sure that there is a healthy balance of students.
Okay. My next question will be, because can you give us an overview? Because I've gone through your brochure, the programs that you have, and I see that you have a lot of co-op programs. Obviously I do understand what the co-op program is, but some of our audience and some of our students do not understand. So can you give us an overview of the co-op programs that you have?
Sure. Majority of our programs have integrated work opportunity, work placement. So sometimes it's called co-op, sometimes it's called work placement or internship. The particular difference is that when the program includes co-op, it means that students should work full-time. It's going to be minimum one term, which is 4 months, and it's always guaranteed to be paid. So if your program has integrated co-op, it means you will work at least for one term, full-time, 5 days a week, you'll be fully compensated for this. With internship, on the other hand, it's more flexible. Internship can be 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. It doesn't have to be full term. Okay. Some internships are paid, some internships are not paid. So they're a bit more flexible. Speaking of work placement opportunities, it also depends on where exactly you're going to do work placement. I'll give you an example. For instance, if you're studying something like computer programming, and there is opportunity for programming students in companies like Google or Meta, for example. Trust me, there will be a line of candidates applying for those work placements, and you have to be very competitive to get a job in such big companies. But on the other hand, there could be some sort of small Canadian local IT startup operating from a garage. They would have also opportunity for internship, and probably competition will be slightly less there. But in both cases, you as a student will have your options where you want to conduct your internship or work placement. And our job will be to provide you with all these options for you to make a decision where you want to go to do your internship. For instance, you are an engineering student. You might say, okay, I want to focus on drones. I want to focus on drone building. So you'll be looking for internship in those companies, and we will make sure to connect you with those companies. Or you would be saying, okay, I want to focus more on manufacturing production lines. Again, we will have a number of engineering companies that focus on this area, and we will connect you with those companies. So at the end of the day, it will be your decision as a student where you want to go to develop your professional skills.
That's impressive. Brings me to my last question, which I'm sure you probably get a lot from Nigerian students. It's the issue around scholarship. So what are the scholarship opportunities for students, international students who want to apply and study at Humber College?
Good question. To address this, let me first say that right now Canada is one of the most affordable countries in terms of tuition fees and living costs. If you compare studying in Toronto to studying in cities like New York, London, or Sydney, Toronto will be the most affordable. So this is one of the reasons why Canada right now is one of the top destinations for Nigerian applicants. When it gets to scholarships, we do offer limited scholarships for our bachelor degree students. So for those candidates who apply for our bachelor degree programs, we offer merit-based scholarship. It starts with your GPA. So if the GPA is 75% or higher, you will be automatically awarded a scholarship. The minimum amount is $1,500 if your GPA is 75%. So if you have top GPA, say 95 to 98%, you get up to $4,000. So your first year scholarship will be based on your GPA at your secondary school in Nigeria. And this scholarship will be maintained throughout 4 years, but for each year it will be based on your studies at Humber already. So first year, your GPA in your school. If you maintain same GPA for the 4 years, you will be keeping this scholarship.
How do they apply for this scholarship?
Student doesn't need to apply for it specifically. So once you submit your application and your transcripts, our admissions team will review the transcripts, and if they see your GPA is high enough, they automatically put you for the award.
All right. That brings me to the end of my question. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today. And it's been really a lovely time that you've spent with us. We've come to the end of the show. So thank you very much for honoring our invitations today. And we hope to see you very soon. If students would like to contact you, how would they get in touch with you?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for hosting me today. It's been a great pleasure to meet with you and your team.
Yeah.
And for all candidates who are interested in studying at Humber College, please reach out to Skynet, and my colleagues here will be able to consult you and help you with the program selection and application process. We have a lot of candidates who try to manage their enrollment on their own, and my always strong recommendation, please work with professionals. If you're in Nigeria, if you're in Lagos, please reach out the phone or go on the website and connect with the Skynet team. And you can be sure that you will get best service. And they will guide you by your hand through the whole process, make it smooth. Majority of those students who try to manage on their own,
Yeah.
they end up in dire situation. So I always recommend to work
Very
with professionals in Lagos.
Very true. Thank you very much. And to our viewers, I hope you've heard. Always reach out to us and we'll get you to Humber College. Thank you very much for joining us today and do have a lovely week.
Thank you, though.